Hi, Cancer. Welcome to your mid-May check-in for 2021. It's a general reading, so take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You may get a little, you may get a lot. Be sure to check your sun, moon, rising, and midheaven. But without further ado, I went ahead and put some cards on the table. So we have some oracle cards and some tarot. So right off the bat, we have adaptability, we have enterprise, and we have harmony. And then we have Four of Wands reverse, Strength card, and the Devil. Okay? Okay. So right off the bat, I feel like there's something that is rather fated that's happening the second half of May. And it may have to do something with like kind of reclaiming your power. Perhaps moving away from a specific comfort zone and getting more grounded in the unknown. Because I feel like there's a certain need for you to move away from places that are familiar, that are comfortable, and get into a space where you can have live life avec panache, with a little like pizzazz, right? And because sometimes when we get into a routine, there's a certain heaviness and responsibility that comes with it, which is why a lot of us try sometimes act out and are a bit rebellious from time to time if we get a little caught up in that space. But what I'm feeling is a little bit of the opposite. I don't feel like so much rebellion as just resistance. And looking at this harmony card, I feel like there are a lot of different directions your heart like wants to go. And it could be rather consuming of your time, of your energy, or just the mental space, because I feel kind of a lot of buzzing in my head. So it could just be like a lot of overthinking. Where do I feel confident moving forward? Like I have all of these things that I enjoy and that I love, but what is going to be right for me, right? What is going to allow me the space to save for a rainy day? Because some of you may be thinking about things professionally, or it may be somewhere on the relationship front, but it's wanting to build something that's long lasting and that's going to help sustain you. Because perhaps you thought that you found that. And also another thing here is like you're searching for your happiness, really wanting to maybe get a change of pace in terms of like your day-to-day lifestyle here. And it feels like maybe at one time you felt like you were very close to that, but now it's like in some way it's almost like you feel like it was like circumvented. It's like maybe because that day-to-day or that idea of what you wanted your life to be doesn't really fit anymore, isn't very possible. And so I also feel like there's something about because I'm looking at this Devil card, I'm like looking like it looks like its ears are really big. And I feel like it has something to do about either for some of you, if you feel like your nervous system is like a bit wrecked, your mind is really busy, paying attention to what you listen to, listening to healing frequencies, listening to mantras, maybe even allowing yourself to listen to podcasts while you do certain day-to-day activities, but something to get you out of your head just a little bit, to get you out of your mind. But yeah, that's what I feel here. And there's something about just adding a certain amount of flair to your day-to-day. Perhaps things are feeling a little bit dull. I'm also getting something about like New York City coming up for some people. Maybe you have relatives in New York, or you've been thinking about going to New York. But it could be something along the lines of that, or maybe whatever it is that you try to do, there's like a huge market for it there, really successful industry for it there. But it's something like that. It's also the city that never sleeps. So like, right? I think so. One of the cities that never sleeps. So maybe you're having trouble sleeping, but maybe you're hearing a lot of things that are keeping you up at night. Maybe you're tapping into your clairaudience. And so like you're picking up a lot of like noise in your mental space as you're trying to rest. So some of you could be having disturbances, waking up in the middle of the night, things like that. And if that is the case, take some time, write some things down, journal a little bit, move about. It's much better than just sitting in bed. And if you feel comfortable enough, try your best to listen. Sometimes it can be kind of like tuning into a radio, different radio stations. Like, just imagine that dial. And if you're really kind of sleep deprived, maybe just like turn the volume down on that radio, right? But using some type of visualization to help you kind of manage or control that ability, so it's a little bit easier for you to rest, right? So it's not kind of sinking into your restful sleep and causing any disruption, because it makes it more difficult for you to manage during the day. So some of you may be feeling a little bit tired in the mornings. I feel like for some of you may have been leaning into a lot of coffee lately. Sorry, I've got just congestion this morning. All right, let me drink some water. I need to drink some water. So hydration might be really good for you. Cancer, being a water sign. Oh, and it's so funny, New York. I know one of my friends is a Cancer and actually is going to New York right now. So maybe that's what I'm picking up on. Anyways, I think that's super funny. I just remembered that. We have King of Swords here at the bottom of the deck. So what I feel here is that maybe you have certain thoughts about things that you're not quite ready to share, that you've been kind of holding back. Maybe something that you want to speak or to communicate, and right now there's so many different directions things could go. Maybe you're just kind of holding on to things. Maybe also you're trying to listen to get an idea of what someone wants or expects here in this space. Because I also feel like there's some type of energy that might be a little bit overbearing at times, but not in a way that overwhelms you. It's just like you kind of know what you're dealing with, and so you're being a little calculated in how you move through things. And I feel like for some of you, it'd be necessary to take into account a little bit more self-care, because then it'd be easier for you to open up to this, to be able to communicate whatever this is. So I'm going to pull some more cards and see what else is going on here. I feel like for some of you, there either are about to happen or have already happened some life-changing shifts, almost like you've kind of walked into another dimension. Like, it's like you don't know why, but everything has kind of just clicked in, either for better or for worse, depending on how your life has been up till now, right? So we have the Six of Wands, we have the Knight of Pentacles, and we have the Death card. So it could be some event that perhaps some of you, I don't want to say you're not prepared for it, but I feel like it's kind of just part of the plan. And I feel like there's something that's expected of you. And so you're like, okay, well, I'm going to do my best to try to move through this in a way where I feel a little bit more in charge of it, right? Not really forced into doing something. It's like something about allowing yourself to stand your ground without necessarily being like territorial or what's the word that I'm thinking of? Anyways, but it's like, so you're moving very slowly through it. Because maybe you still feel a certain amount of uncertainty about whatever this plan is and how it's going to go. Or it could be that there's certain things that just aren't yet in place, and part of you, I feel like, has to surrender to that and just trust that it's going to come into form in some way, right? It's like maybe it's about you just taking that initial action and letting all of the information or downloads kind of come in, kind of going back to that listening, like keeping your ear to the ground, right? It's like, okay, I'm putting out the signal. Now I'm going to keep my ear to the ground and see what happens. But it's like, I also feel like maybe there are certain signs that you're seeing that make you doubt whatever the next move is, because you feel like it is the antithesis of what you were expecting or hoping would come into form in order for you to make this move, in order for you to create some type of offering of some sort. And we have the Ten of Wands, we have the Six of Swords, we have the King of Pentacles. So with that King of Pentacles, you know, I feel like that's an up level of that Knight of Pentacles energy. So it's you taking a step that really feels like maybe like an adult move, or you maturing in some form or fashion, crossing some type of threshold and having to act or manage things in a different way. It's like you taking on more responsibility. But it could be that you're already in a space where it's like, maybe I don't want to take on that right now because I'm not seeing certain things happening. Maybe I'm worried about the amount of work that I would have to do if I go ahead and initiate this now. But I feel like however you feel about it, you're actually going to be entering like calmer waters and being able to maybe even delegate a few things. I feel like there's some type of team or support system that you're able to have kind of step in and help manage some of those activities or responsibilities. But I feel like part of it is, it's like you just got to make sure that your heart is there, because I keep going back to this Harmony card. And I feel like there's a lot of love around you to make this possible. But I also feel like during Gemini season, one thing that I will say is that mentally, I feel like you're going to be a little bit scattered. And again, for those who are a little clairaudient, that might be the case too. So I would recommend doing something that keeps your hands busy, doing something that allows you to move your body a little bit more and make sure that you're grounded, right? And for some of you, I feel like, I think I might have talked about routine a little bit, or either that was with the Gemini reading, but something that you can do that kind of sets you right? Gets your day started off properly. So if you're someone who just wakes up and gets straight to work, I feel like there's something that you need to shift in that. Also, for some of you, I feel like diet is coming up. So maybe doing some type of cleanse, some type of, something that allows you to eat really clean in order to help heal the gut a little bit more, because I'm kind of getting those sensations right now of just like needing to kind of reset the system in some way. Yeah. And like for some of you, there could be stuff surrounding marriage or family, and that could be kind of where the focus is. Some of you out there, I feel like, are maybe wanting to move away from family and are not sure, maybe due to some of the things that you do and help support them, not feeling like you're going to be supported, or that it's going to be looked upon kindly if you move away. And then for others of you, it could be kind of wanting to go ahead and maybe create your own family in some way, shape, or form, or expand upon it in some way. So it's like some of you may be leaving, family, leaving some certain responsibilities behind, kind of growing up and maturing. And then there might be others of you entering a new phase of what family is for you. So that's what I'm getting on that front. So anyways, that is what I have for you, Cancer. I hope that was really helpful. And if you'd like something a little more personal, book a session with me. The link is in the description box below. And I'll see you in June, okay? Bye for now.